And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us from Memorial Field on the campus of Amherst College. Beautiful day for baseball. My name is Hugh Campbell. Brian Bashor is our producer today on NSN Sports. Pleasure to be with you this afternoon. And Brian, what a difference 24 hours makes, eh? It is a gorgeous day here in the Pioneer Valley. It has to be in the mid-60s right now. Very little breeze. In stark contrast to the past couple days where, frankly, if you're out here like we were yesterday for a doubleheader, you couldn't dress warmly enough. So today, bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. Well, very few clouds anyway, very wispy clouds up there. Slight breeze, if anything, blowing out to right field. Wheaton College comes in. This is a game that was originally scheduled for March 26 and postponed and snuck in today, which is a good thing. Amherst coming off a loss of 2 games out of 3 to Middlebury this past weekend. In fact, yesterday and Friday, doubleheader yesterday, they split. Jackson Volley got the win in the first game. Amherst losing in the second game, 6-2. And took it on the chin in game number 1 last Friday, 8-4. So Middlebury gets 2 out of 3. For the series here. But this is an independent non-conference game. A couple of changes in the lineup for Amherst. Wheaton comes in, though, 12-8 overall, 4-3 in the NESCAC conference in which they reside. They are 5-2 on away turf, so pretty good record away from home. The Amherst College Mammoths are 6-8 overall, 1-2 in the NESCAC. And Jackson Volley, the bright spot yesterday. But outside of that, Middlebury pulled off impressive pitching efforts both Friday and in the nightcap yesterday. A couple of pitchers that had high ERAs. No, not so in the couple of games that Amherst could not find the win. In the game that they did win, Jackson Volley went all the way complete game for the Mammoths. But again, pitching for Middlebury very strong right up until the very end. So it bodes well for the Panthers. Leading off for Wheaton, it is going to be Josh LaJoy, senior from Somers, Connecticut. He's the shortstop, followed by Matt Cook and Nick Raposo. Andrew Ferrero gets the start for Amherst. He's 2-0 in the season, 6.3 ERA, 10 innings pitched in 6 appearances. Got the win against Keene State last Monday. First ball is a grounder to third base. Sam Ellenwood not in time. Couple of changes in the Amherst lineup. We'll get to those in a moment. And so first pitch swinging and a grounder to third. And Sam Ellenwood has some difficulty, and they scored a single. And if he fields that cleanly, I think he gets him. So single has been scored on the first ball of the game. So that breaks up the no-hitter very early for Andrew Ferrero. Next pitch is inside. Looks like it's a ball. Home plate umpire is Joe Cacciatore, and the field umpire is Paul Doobie. Matt Cook, the center fielder, is the next man up. And Josh LaJoy is at first base. Matt Cook, a junior from Harwich, Massachusetts. Left-hand batter. Throw over to first base. Back in time is LaJoy, not really going anywhere. Nick Raposo will follow. Jared Sharkey. Zach Goodwin Boyd, local kid from Florence, just outside of, it's part of Northampton. Here's another ball. That's 2-0 now on Matt Cook. Tyler Walsh, Tyler Calabro, Jimmy Gianquitti, Chris Uoko finishes out the lineup. Trevor Marks will pitch for the Lions when Amherst comes up. Next pitch on the way. That's a strike down the middle. The count runs to 3-1 on Matt Cook. Next game here at Memorial Field will be next Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock against Williams College. Waiting on the 3-1. Strike called, and Cook was heading down to first base. And runs the count full. 3-2 now on the center fielder. Andrew Ferrero, the sophomore from San Francisco, California. Close pitch. Ball 4. So the first two men reach for the Lions here in the top of the first. Andrew Ferreira is also a member of the football team. He's the kicker. So 2 on, nobody out. That's going to bring up Nick Raposo, the catcher. Freshman from Wethersfield, Connecticut. And he was looking to bunt here. No secret here. He's already bringing around. And pulls it back, and that should be ball 1. There it is. So Andrew Ferrero, spot a bother here in the top of the first. 2 runners on, nobody out. And again, Raposo squares to bunt, telegraphing to everybody what's going on, but way outside. And now the catcher, Joe Feldman, who's in the game today for Severino Tochi, will have a chat with his pitcher. 2-0 the count on Nick Raposo. Raposo's up there squaring the bunt very early, so he's forcing Ferraro to think about what sort of pitch he's going to throw. And so far, both balls. Here comes the 2-0. This has to be an important pitch for Ferraro. Strike is necessary. Now, again, squaring the bunt over his head. That's ball 3. Well, that's not going to work. So Andrew Ferraro in danger now of loading the bases with nobody out. That's what Raposo chooses to do here. Doesn't seem to be squaring the bunt now. Now he's going to swing away by his appearance. 3-0 pitch. And ball 4. So 4 straight balls. And we have a bases loaded situation out of the gate for Andrew Ferrero. LaJoy's at third. Cook's at second. Raposo is at first. Jared Sharkey, the left fielder, batting .378 on the season. And Andrew Ferraro needs some luck here to get out of the inning. Swing and a miss. Well, that's a good start. 0-1 to Jared Sharkey. Infielders playing straight away. They're not playing in, so they're going to try and hope for a ground ball here. Get a double play. Here's a ground ball, but it splits between short and third. That's going to score a run. So a base hit for Jared Sharkey. 1-0 Wheaton. There's still nobody out, and the bases are reloaded as Josh LaJoy comes across. So early trouble here for Andrew Ferraro. Zach Goodwin-Boyd, the right fielder, batting .325 on the season. He's a senior from Florence, Massachusetts, and Florence is part of Northampton, just across the river. Swing and a miss to Goodwin-Boyd. 0-1. 2 hits in the inning, a leadoff single, and Sharkey with the run batted in of LaJoy. 1-0 Lions. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Goodwin-Boyd. Next up is Tyler Walsh. Ground ball to third or short would be very helpful here for the Mammoths. I'll take second as well. The first might be a little tougher to turn a double play. There's nobody out. Bases are loaded. Outside, ball 1, very close. And Joe Feldman framing the pitch nicely, but the umpire, Joe Cacciatore, saying just outside. So 1-2 now to Jared Sharkey. And he flies this to left. This should be handled by the left fielder. It is not, and it falls over his head. And it kept drifting back. And Matt Cook will score. That's Ryan Harden out there in left, and he was floating back as if to try and make the catch. He thought he had it all the way, but in the end, went over his head. It just kept drifting and drifting. It was no threat for a home run, but it ended up falling about 5 feet in front of the wall. So 2-0. So Goodwin Boyd singles. And the bases are reloaded once more. Up and in, ball one. And Tyler Walsh is at the plate. Walsh, a sophomore from Cumberland, Rhode Island. So here comes the 1-0. And hits the batsman right in the square of the back, and that's got to hurt. Oof. Walsh.
Now batting, number 6.
So a run comes in on the hits batsman. Nick Raposo crosses the plate, and it's 3-0, and we've got early action in the Amherst bullpen. As Wilson Taylor's getting warmed up in a hurry. There's a conference at the mound. Nobody out in the inning. 3 runs across, and the bases are loaded once more. And Tyler Calabro, the third baseman, batting .206, is up. It'll give us a chance to look at the standings. In the NESCAC West Division, Wesleyan leads the way 4-0. Williams is 3-2. Amherst 1-2. Middlebury's 2-4, and Hamilton 0-2. In the East Division, Bates 6-0 with a sweep of Bowdoin over the weekend, 3-0 sweep. They lead 6-0. Tufts is 2-1. Trinity's 3-3. Colby's 1-5, and Bowdoin 0-3, yet to win a game. So Andrew Ferrero still looking for his first out. Tyler Calabro, the third baseman, also from Cumberland, Rhode Island, also a sophomore. Bases are loaded. Good pitch, strike one. Joe Feldman is the catcher today in place of Severino Tochi. Sam Ellenwood is playing third base in place of Nick Nardone. Here's a ground ball that gets by the first baseman, Zach Horwitz. So that's going to go down the line. Ariel Kenny looks like a couple of runs come across. And it's 5-0. Tyler Calabro with the double.
Now batting, number 6,
Jimmy Gianquitti, the DH. Sophomore from North Scituate, Rhode Island. And this is not the way Amherst drew it up for the first inning of play. Andrew Ferrero yet to record an out, 5 runs across, and now we have bases at third and first. And Gianquitti looking to do further damage. Wilson Taylor for Amherst warming up in the bullpen, so we'll see how long Brian Ham, the head coach of Amherst College, goes with Andrew Ferrero here. 5 runs in. And that one's well inside, almost hit him. Head coach is Brian Ham for Amherst. Jordan Tabachman is the pitching coach. Dave Cunningham is a coach. Head coach for Wheaton, Eric Pobelski, in his 21st season. Been there a while. 2-0 now on Gianquitti. Strike there, 2-1. And a tough start here for Andrew Ferrero, the youngster from California, San Francisco to be exact. And looks like that hit him. Yeah. So 2 hits batsman in this inning, so he's going to reach. It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Chris Ruocco, the second baseman. He's a junior from Lexington, Massachusetts. Another conference in the mound. That might be it. And Andrew Ferrero will be having a very quick start here this afternoon. So we'll take a quick break. There are bases are loaded once more. There's still nobody out, and Wilson Taylor's coming on. We'll be back in a moment. This is NSN Sports. So 5 runs, a couple of hits batsmen, 3 singles. Things did not go to plan. In his place is Wilson Taylor trying to get an out. Chris Ruoko was the 9th man to bat here, the second baseman. There's 5 runs already in before the pitcher for Wheaton, Trevor Marks, even takes the mound. And they're bidding for more because the bases are loaded and there's still nobody out. Strike called. First pitch, a strike to Chris Ruoko, youngster from Lexington, Massachusetts. He's a junior. Here's a ground ball to Harry Roberson. Does not have a play. Deep in the hole, had no play. So another run comes across. So there's run number 6. And the 5th hit, an infield single. And we're back to the top of the order with Josh LaJoy, who started this with a single and beat it out at first base. And it's been mayhem ever since. 6-0, Wheaton. Still nobody out. The ball is low. Gets away from the catcher, Feldman. No advance by the runner at third, Tyler Calabro. Well, the Lions with 6 runs and might get 1 or 2 more as the bases are loaded and still nobody out. And Josh LaJoy is up for the 2nd time in the inning. Here's the pitch from Taylor. He lines this to center, and this will drop in front of Yanni Thanopoulos. So another run will come in, and only 1. Calabro crosses the plate, so there's another run. 7-0. Bases are reloaded. Jimmy Gianquitti thought about heading for home, but held up by the third base coach. So Josh LaJoy with 2 clean singles. Matt Cook walked his first time up, the center fielder. Turning into a very long day already for the Mammoths. Yet to record an out. 7 runs in for the Lions. It's the pitch from Taylor. Swing and a miss. Need a lot more of that to get out of this inning. Wilson Taylor from San Antonio, Texas. Swing and a miss again, and the ball gets away from Feldman. Gianquitti is coming home, and he will be safe. So Gianquitti comes home, make it 8-0. Feldman could not find the ball. It rolled to the back of the wall. And before the pitcher could get over to cover, Gianquitti slid in head first. So that makes it 8-0. And it's an 0-2 count on Matt Cook, a left-hander. And the infield is in. Trying to get a ground ball here. Double play in order if they can pull it off. 2nd and 3rd. Swing and a miss, and gets away from Feldman, so a run comes across. Chris Ruoko comes over, and Cook scampers to first, and he's safe there.
Now batting, number 15, Nick Raposo.
So Cook apparently strikes out, but steals first. How about that? Nick Raposo walked his first time up. Runners at 1st and 3rd now. LaJoy's at 3rd base. Nine runs in, nobody out. Runners at 1st and 3rd. And Nick Nardone. Yeah, numbers. Hello, what's this now? We've got a pop-up to first base. Zach Horwitz underneath. There's the first out. No advance by the runners. So there's out number 1. Nick Raposo pops out to first.
Now batting, number 9.
Zach Horwitz in first base, the pitcher. Also an infielder playing at first in place of Chase Henley. And 2 pitchers now throwing in the Mammoth bullpen. Chase Henley, Nick Nardone. Really? First baseman and a third baseman chucking in the bullpen. I'm not sure if this is just for show or what's going on. Okay, 0-1 on Jared Sharkey. Sharkey singled to left his first time up. And there's one out in the inning. 9 runs in for the Lions. Yes, that's correct. You heard me right. Here's a strike. 0-2 now on Sharkey. Here's the 0-2 from Wilson Taylor, looking for out number 2. And a ground ball to Harry Roberson out at second base, turning to double play. Well, the Mammoths get out of the inning on a double play, but 9 runs come across. And coming up for Amherst in the bottom of the first, Max Steinhorn, Ryan Hard, and Harry Roberson. We'll be back. Hugh Campbell with you on NSN Sports. Lions jump out 9-0 in the first. Back in a bit. Top of the first coming up. Max Steinhorn will lead off. Ryan Hard and Harry Roberson will follow. Trevor Marks is the pitcher for the Wheaton Lions. Freshman from Lincoln, Rhode Island. 9.0 ERA, 6 appearances, 0-1 record, 6 innings pitched. The first ball is a ball. And Steinhorn laces this to center. And not making the catch as the center fielder, so Steinhorn's going to get at least a double here. He's heading for third, and he stops at second base. Matt Cook. Ball was tailing and then dipped, and Cook went to make the catch. Nice effort, but just couldn't make the play, so that puts Steinhorn on second base with a leadoff double. It's going to bring up Ryan Hard in the left fielder, batting .463. So Marks gives up his first hit, so his no-hitter's out. First pitch is a strike. So both pitchers had their no-hitters broken up with the first pitch of the game. Up and away, so 1-1. So Amherst needs to answer here. They're down by 9 early. And I'm not kidding you. Chase Henley and Nick Nardone were warming up in the bullpen. And Henley's a first baseman. Nardone's a third baseman. Strike called. 1-2 on Ryan Harden, the left fielder. Haddon from Riverside, Connecticut. He's a junior. And now the 1-2 coming from Marks. That's up and away. So evens the count at 2. So a tough start for Andrew Ferrero. Wilson Taylor gave up a few as well. So we'll see who comes up in the top of the second. And time is called as Marks was coming into the windup. Joe Cacciatore is the home plate umpire. Paul Doobie's in the field. Only 2 umpires today. It's a make-up game from March 26. Swing fouled back by Harden, so the count stays at 2-2. Is the 2-2 from Trevor Marks, only a freshman. Swing and a miss, got him. So Harden strikes out. Pretty good looking heat there from Marks. Sizable kid, 6'1", 215. Harry Roberson is up. Shortstop batting .351, Roberson. Junior from Arlington, Massachusetts. Steinhorn led off with a double. Matt Cook tried to make a nice play in the outfield. Would have been a spectacular catch if he makes it, but he didn't, and that allowed Steinhorn to get to second. Thought about getting to third, but stopped at second base. Here's Harry Roberson with an 0-1 count on him. And make it 0-2. Now Marks with a 9-run lead in the first inning. All he has to do is just throw strikes and pitch to contact here. He can't be fiddling about with the strike zone. He's got a 9-run lead. Just go at him. And I'm sure his pitching coach is telling him exactly that. Don't mess around. Just go after these guys. 0-2 count on Harry Roberson. That's up. So there's ball 1. Of course, easier said than done. Six hits, 9 runs for the Lions in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Marks. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Bobbled there, and Roberson will reach. Josh LaJoy. And, yeah, they're going to score a hit. All right, so might be a generous scoring decision. LaJoy fields that cleanly. I think he gets Roberson out. But okay, so this is the second hit of the inning now. Yanni Thanopoulos comes up with 2 men on, runners at the corners, first and third. And there's 1 out in the inning. Ball 1. So Amherst has to chip away here. So far, so good. They got runners on the corners, trying to get at least 1 in. Here's a dribbler to third. Picked up there, thrown over to first. Thrown away. So Steinhorn is in. Here comes Roberson. He's going to touch home plate. And Thanopoulos will go to second. Tyler Calabro airmailed the throw to first base. He had Yiannopoulos by plenty. And the throw was errant. And that has to be scored an error, surely. Ariel Kenny, who's been put back into the lineup today, batting .139 at right field. He is spelling Anthony Spina. Error called. Yes, that's the correct call on Tyler Calabro, the third baseman. So 1 run is in. There we go. 1 run is in. They had 3 runs up there. I wasn't sure about that. I thought I'd been seeing things. Okay, but now Ariel Kenny's at the plate. He's got runners at second and third, one out. He's from Chula Vista, California, and he lifts this one up. This one might drop. It's in no man's land. It does. Splits the defense. A couple of runs come in. Robeson is in for at least one. So Ariel Kenny fists that one behind second base and in front of the center fielder.
Number 9, Zach Horowitz.
And that makes it 9-2 with Zach Horwitz coming up. Horwitz batting .318, doubles as a pitcher. Pretty good pitcher, too. Freshman from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. That's where Boston College is. So one out in the inning. And the first pitch is a ball. So Trevor Marks is giving back a couple of runs here. That one was on an error, though, so that won't be earned. And the other one was a hit by Ariel Kenny that found the gap. This one's a swing and fouled away. So Marks unlucky to give up 2 runs, frankly. Amherst will take him anywhere they can get him right now, down by 7. And one out in the inning. Zach Horwitz, left-hand batter. Here's the pitch from Marks. Swings away, drives this to right field. That's in there. And Yanni Thanopoulos will cross the plate. So Amherst gets 3 runs in. And a line drive hit by Zach Horwitz. Wait a minute now. Severino Tochi is coming into the game. Supposed to be Joe Feldman. That's on the starting lineup. What happened to Joe? Well, Severino Tochi, but my starting lineup had Joe Feldman, number 20. Okay, we'll go with Severino Tochi. He's in for Joe Feldman at catcher. I'm not sure what that's all about. Kenny back to second base. On the turnaround by Marks. So Trevor Marks has given up 3 runs here. And Severino Tochi, Joe Feldman was listed as the starter and did do the catching in the top of the first. So not sure if Joe hurt himself or what. So we're going to go with Severino Tochi. He is a freshman. This ball is a strike to Tochi. And went around this time, so 0-2. Brian, I hope you brought your comfortable shoes. I think we're going to be here a while. If you had the over in this one, you're golden. 0-2 to Severino Tochi. That's low. Kenny scampers back to second. And Horwitz is at first. We could be looking at a football score here today. It's already 9-3. And it's up and away to Severino Tochi by Marks. Two count, 1 out in the inning. So Amherst giving up 9, getting back 3, so the deficit is 6, and there's 2 men on. And a throw back to second base. Again, Kenny back in plenty of time. I do not remember the last time I saw that play work. Two count from Trevor Marks. Up and away. So 3-2. So the Mammoths doing exactly what they need to do, spotting the team 9. And they're making Trevor Marks work for every single pitch that he's throwing. 4 hits in the inning. That's low, ball 4. So the bases are loaded. For Sam Ellenwood, third baseman batting 190. And now Nick Nardone is in the game. Okay. So, Joe, let's see. Sam Ellenwood was listed first, and now Nick Nardone apparently has been inserted into the game. All right. And Nick is a third baseman. So the lineup that I got, we'll get to Will Murphy and see what happens with that. I'm sure. See if Chase Henley gets back into the game. 1 out, bases are loaded. First pitch is a strike to Nick Nardone. Oh, 1 count to Nardone. Again, Sam Ellenwood was listed as the third baseman for the game, but Nardone has come into the game. And Tochi's come in for Joe Feldman. Nine three, 1-1 count, 1 out, bases loaded. We're in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss on Nardone, makes it 1-2. And good thing it's bright sunshine because it was overcast. We're going to have some darkness issues in this one as we head into the later innings. Comes the 1-2. No, it's ball 1. Ball 2. Well, there's 1 out in the inning, so Emma's with a chance to at least get another run here. If they can get Kenny across somehow. And this one lifted to center field. This will do the job for Kenny. He's going to come in from third. So Nardone with the sac fly. And that makes it 9-4 with 2 outs. Now, Will Murphy stays in the game as the designated hitter, batting .286. So a couple of last-minute changes. Joe Feldman was inserted as the catcher. Sam Ellenwood as the third baseman. That's been changed up with Severino Tochi and Nick Nardone. Here's Will Murphy. Freshman from Washington, D.C. So Trevor Marks spotted a 9-run lead, has given back 4. Strike there, 1-1. Comes the 1-1 from Trevor Marks. Good pitch, 1-2. So Marks with a chance to get out of the inning now. The 1-2 count on Will Murphy. But there's runners at first and second. Amos would love to get another 1 or 2 here and bridge that gap some more. Ball in the dirt. So 2-2. Two runners on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Amos with 4 runs in. Strike 3 got him looking, and the inning is now over. So we go to the top of the second. It's not a mistake. It's 9-4, Wheaton. Back in a moment. Hugh Campbell with you on NSN Sports. Stay with us. All right, top of the second coming up. And Wilson Taylor for Amherst is back out there for another try. Zach Goodwin Boyd, Tyler Walsh, Tyler Calabro. First pitch is a ball to Zach Goodwin Boyd, youngster from Northampton. Local kid, just over the river. Second pitch is on the mark there, 1-1 now. Tyler Walsh and Tyler Calabro up next. Swing and fouled away, so 1-2. And, of course, Wilson Taylor looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning here. My producer, Brian Basher, tells me the first inning took 40 minutes. Outside, ball 2. Bit of an off-speed job, missed. And a ground ball here. Gets past Harry Roberson into center field, so a leadoff single for Zach Goodwin Boyd. That's his second single of the day. Brings up Tyler Walsh. Hit by a pitch in his first time up. So one man on and nobody out for Wheaton. Wheaton College from Norton, Massachusetts. There's a Wheaton College in Illinois just outside of Chicago. Not to be confused with that squad. Or that academic institution, I should say. 0-1 on Tyler Walsh. 1-1 to Walsh. Tough outing for Andrew Ferrero in this one. Couldn't get an out and gave up 5 runs. There's a ground ball through between short and third, so another hit. And now there's 2 on, nobody out. A couple of sharply hit singles between short and second, and now short and third. No chance for Harry Roberson on each. And Tyler Calabro was up. He doubled his last time up. This kind of game, Brian Ham is going to be finding out how many pitches he has. Now squaring to bunt is Calabro, making no mystery about it. First pitch is a ball. About Bates, eh? 6-0. Bates College. Squaring to bunt once more is Calabro. Again, pulls it back. Ball 2. And again, Calabro squares to bunt. Very early. Here comes the pitch. Strike call, 2-1. Two hits batsmen in that first inning, and now we'll see some more action in the bullpen. Looks like Chris Baldy might be getting up. That's correct, number 35 in purple. Amos wearing the purple tops today. The white numbers. Wheaton comes in with the royal blue and white numbers. And Calabro squares to bunt again. Tries to get the bunt down, can't do it. Strike 2. Now they run the count to 3-1. Hang on, let's have a look. Should be strike 2. Pretty sure the umpire was, yeah, strike 2. There we go. 2-2. Nobody out. 2 runners on for the Lions. In the top of the second, they lead at 9-4. There's a ground ball to Nick Nardone. Touches third. Throw across the diamond is not in time. Zach Horwitz had to field a ball that came in the dirt.
Now batting, number 6.
So the lead runner is out. And Jimmy Gianquitti, he was hit by a pitch his last time up. And that's the first out of the inning. Runners at first and second. There's a pitch from Taylor. That's in there, strike one. Waiting on the 0-1 from Wilson Taylor. And time is called on the batter, Jimmy Gianquitti. He's the designated hitter today, batting .300 coming into this one. Oh, very close, but called a ball. So 1-1, 1 out. Wheaton threatening once more, already ahead, 9-4. That's low. Ball 2. Here's the 2-1 from Wilson Taylor. Strike called. Frankly, it looked low, but we'll take it. 2-2. Amos goes to Eastern Connecticut State before they come home against Williams next Friday. That's the next two games. We'll have that Williams game for you on NSN here at 4 o'clock on Friday the 14th. And Amos will go to Williams for 2 on Saturday. 2-2 count coming up to Jimmy Gianquitti. Steps off the mound, looks at second base. Here's the pitch. And it's lined to center. Thanopoulos. Let's see if Walsh will make an attempt. He will not. He'll stay at third base. So a clean shot by Gianquitti. Chris Ruoco's the next man up. And he hit an infield single his last time up. Bases loaded, 1 out from the top of the second. Lions already up 9-4. Chris Ruoco. He's the second baseman. Junior from Lexington, Massachusetts. This pitch is a ball to Ruoco. And lifted to center, to right, actually. Ariel Kenny has a beat on this. Should make the catch. Does. Here's the sac fly. Walsh comes in. Run number 10 and safe at third base. Taking the third base on the throw is Tyler Calabro. So one more run in and 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting, number 1, Josh LaJoy.
So a sac fly for Chris Ruoco. That brings up Josh LaJoy. He's third at bat, 2 singles. And we're in the top of the second. He's already got his third at bat. So 10-4. Scoreboard, there we go, hang on. There we go, 10-4, thank you. Yep. With 2 outs, runners at first and third. Josh LaJoy, 2 singles. And Wilson Taylor's on the mound for Amherst. This pitch is a strike. Come on, I'm close enough. Strike 2. Instead, it's a ball. 1-1. Comes the 1-1 from Wilson Taylor. Strike call, 1 and 2. And another 1-2 from Taylor. Short arms that one in the dirt, and the runner will take second. Jimmy G and Quiddy goes down to second, as Taylor's pitch hit the dirt early and forced Severino Tocha to go chase. And that gave G and Quiddy the opportunity to get down to second, which he did. So 2 and 2 now with 2 outs. Josh LaJoy. That's outside, so that's going to be ball 3. First base is open. Here's the 3-2. And a ground ball to Nick Nardone. Good throw here will get him. Does. That's the end of the inning. One run across for Wheaton College. They add to their lead. It's 10-4. We head to the bottom of the second. We'll be back. Back at Memorial Field. Thanks for joining us on NSN Sports. 10-4 the Lions. I was going to say Mary Lions. It is the Lions, but they spell it Lyons. Wheaton College. Max Steinhorn will lead off. He doubled his first time up. Trevor Marks is back out there for another try in the second inning. And again, the music from The Godfather precedes Max's arrival at home plate. 0-1. Make that 1-1. In the bottom of the second, Wheaton leads at 10-4. And here's a ground ball. It gets through right up the middle. So Max Steinhorn, 2 for 2. And now Ryan Harden, the left fielder. He struck out his first time up.
Now batting, number 12, Ryan Harden.
Trevor Marks comes to the belt. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut by Ryan Harden. Whiffed. And now the 0-1. That's 0-2. Another swing and a miss by Harden. Ten runs on 9 hits for Wheaton. 4 runs on 5 hits for Amherst. This one is fouled away back into the bleacher area. So 0-2 remains on Ryan Harden, left fielder. Comes the 0-2. And this is driven to left and right through the middle there. Gets by the shortstop. So Amos with a threat now. 2 on, nobody out. And a clean single by Ryan Harden. It brings up Harry Roberson, who singled his first time up.
Now batting, number 4, Harry Roberson.
Let's see what Harry can do here with a couple of runners on and nobody out. Gorgeous day here in the Pioneer Valley, just spectacular. I mean, considering the weather we have been having, this is outstanding. Here's the pitch. Popped it up. Let's see if the catcher has a play on it. He does not. And now the 0-1 from Trevor Marks. Here's the pitch. And this one's sky. The first baseman might have a chance. Nope, fouled off. So 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming up to Harry Roberson from Trevor Marks. And grounded to second base. Out at second. Over to first. Safe. So the lead, not the lead runner, the next man up, that was Ryan Harden, who's retired at second. 1 out in the inning, but that gets Steinhorn to third base with less than 2 outs. Yanni Thanopoulos is up. Reached it on error his last time. That's high, ball 1. Steinhorn at third. Roberson at second. There is 1 out in the inning. Chance for Amos to get a run here and make it 10-5, unless Yanni puts it out and makes it 10-8. And that ball gets away from the first baseman on the throw. So Steinhorn comes in without a throw. Roberson will trot down to second. And there's another run in for Amos, so 10-5 now. On an errant throw by the pitcher, Trevor Marks over to first base, with Roberson at first. Scampers down to second. So plenty of baseball left in this one. This one's within reach all of a sudden. Popped up, straight up, but out over the Wheaton dugout. Yanni Thanopoulos. Senior from Highland, California. One out in the inning. 1-1 pitch coming up from Trevor Marks. Outside, ball 2. A big spot here for Yanni Thanopoulos. If we can get a hold of one. And a ground ball to third. A good stab there by the third baseman. Has no play, though. And Thanopoulos gets down to first base. That's Tyler Calabro, who made a nice play. Saved a run for sure. But now there's 2 on.
Number 30, Ariel Kenny.
And Ariel Kenny is up. Singled his first time up. First pitch to Ariel Kenny is a ball. Here's the 1-0. That's in the dirt. It's a 2-0. Kenny's first at-bat. Bit of a bloop job, but it worked because it split the center fielder, the shortstop, and the right fielder. Fell right in between all three of them. "10-5 is the score. Max Steinhorn is in. Strike here, 2-1. Still only one out. Robertson is at second. Thanopoulos is at first. Here's the 2-1 from Marks. That's in the dirt. Make it 3-1. So he's in danger now of walking Ariel Kenny, and the base is loaded with only one out. Three-one count on Ariel Kenny, and Kenny's been fighting it at the plate. Batting 190 coming into this contest. 39 rather. Swing and foul back. Junior from Chula Vista, California. California kind of weather here today, I'll tell you. Lovely. Has to be about 65 degrees, bright sunshine. There's the 3-2 from Marks. And Kenny puts this one up in the air. Let's see if they've got a play on it. Center fielder's coming in. He makes the catch. That's Matt Cook. So Kenny is retired. No advance by the runners. It's going to bring up Zach Horwitz, who singled. So now it's up to Zach Horwitz to get something done. One run in this inning for Amherst. Running in the bottom of the second, and it's 10-5. Swing and a miss. If nothing else, the Mammoths had made Trevor Marks throw a lot of pitches. He threw 2. That one's in the dirt, so it makes it 1-1. This kind of weather will have you reaching for the golf clubs real quick. 1-1 count coming up to Zach Horwitz. That's high. 2-1. Two outs in the inning. Runners at first and second. And a 2-1 count to Zach Horwitz. Left-hand batter. Swing and a miss. Looks like he's got a foul tip. And 2-2 the count. Two on, 2 out. The count is 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 got him looking. So they're out of the inning. Amherst gets 1, so it's 10-5 as we head to the top of the third. Back in a moment. You're listening to NSN Sports. We move to the top of the third. Wilson Taylor's back out there for the Mammoths. And it's going to be Matt Cook, or Nick Raposo, and Jared Sharkey. Cook has walked and struck out, but reached first base as the ball got away from the catcher. Count goes to 2-0 now on Matt Cook. Chris Baldy is warming up in the Mammoth bullpen. It's the 2-0. And a ground ball to Max Steinhorn has it. Over to first, one away. So a nice fluid-looking play there from Max Steinhorn.
Number 15, Nick Raposo.
And Nick Raposo will come up. He's walked and popped out to first. Both pitching staffs in this game, 10-5, we're in the top of the third, could use some pretty quick innings. Otherwise, you're going to be running out of pitches. You're going to find your center fielder coming in to have a turn. 1-0 is the first ball. And 1-1 now. Nick Raposo, the catcher. That's high, so 2-1. It's the 2-1 from Wilson Taylor outside. So ball 3 to Nick Raposo. He's only a freshman from Wethersfield, Connecticut. And this one goes to right field. That gets down. So a single by Raposo.
Now batting, number 9, Jared Sharkey.
And Jared Sharkey is up. Singled and hit into a double play. Strike one called on Sharkey. He's from West Bridgewater, and he's only a sophomore. Here's the 0-1. 1-1. Ball at the feet of Sharkey. Wilson Taylor coming in relief of Andrew Ferrero, who failed to get an out after giving up 5 runs. Now the 1-1. That one's in the dirt. It's going to get away, so the runner's got to go to second base. Nick Raposo gets down to second without a throw. And now 2-1 on Jared Sharkey. Make it 3-1 on Sharkey. One out in the inning, and Raposo is at second base now. Three-one count. Outside ball 4. So Sharkey walks, and Zach Goodwin Boyd will come up. 2 singles in his first 2 at bats. He's 2 for 2. So Wilson Taylor has let the first 2 runners reach. Got the first man, Matt Cook, and has not been able to retire the next 2, a single and a walk. Sharkey at first, Raposo at second. There's 1 out. 0-1 the count on Zach Goodwin Boyd. 1-1. That's a ball outside. Boyd is the right fielder. One count. In there, strike two, 1-2. Well, Brian Ham would love to get out of this inning with no runs for Wheaton and chip away at that lead that the Lions have built here. It's 10-5. Getting 9 runs in the top of the first inning. And the 1-2 now. And a ground ball gets through between first and second. I wasn't sure if Horwitz or Steinhorn could get to the ball. Neither. And the ball sneaks its way through to right field. So third single of the game for Zach Goodwin Boyd. He's 3 for 3. Tyler Walsh is up now with the bases loaded and 1 out. He's hit by a pitch and singled. And Chris Baldy looks like he's ready to come in anytime. Low ball 1 to Tyler Walsh. Tall, rangy fellow, Tyler Walsh. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him. 1-1. 1 out, bases loaded. And the Lions looking to build on their lead. They are up by 5. Here in the top of the third. This one's poked foul. It's going to go foul over the Amos bullpen. Got out in front of it and hooked it foul. Runs the count to 1-2. Strikeout would be great for Wilson Taylor right here, right now. Strike 3, got him. Got him looking, and just what the doctor ordered for Wilson Taylor. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning.
Tyler Calabro.
Without giving up any runs. Tyler Calabro doubled, reached on a fielder's choice. His first time up. So 2 outs in the inning now. Big out by Wilson Taylor. First pitch is a ball. And now a conversation between Taylor and Severino Tochi. Very short. Tochi trots back. One-word conversation. Here's the 1-0 from Wilson Taylor to Tyler Calabro. Strike called, 1-1. So chance now for Taylor to put a 0 on the board for the first time in this game for Wheaton. Calabro is going to have other ideas about it, though. Bases loaded. That's low, 2-1. Calabro is the third baseman. It's the pitch. Strike call, 2-2. So Wilson Taylor's hanging in there. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Big pitch coming up right here. Tyler Calabro can add to the lead if he can get a hold of one. No wind to speak of here at Memorial Field. Straightaway center's 390. Two outs, 3 on. And a ground ball to Nick Nardone. He has it. He'll step on the bag, and they're out of the inning. Nicely done by Wilson Taylor. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Amherst down by 5. 10-5 Wheaton when we come back. Trevor Marks will start up for the third inning. We're in the bottom of the third. Trevor Marks, the pitcher for Wheaton College. He's got a 10-5 lead. Amos has pecked away here. They got 4 in the first, 1 in the second. No runs across for Wheaton in the top of the third. They left the bases loaded with 2 outs. Severino Tochi comes up for Amos College. Those pitches a ball to Tochi. Joe Feldman was listed as the starter in this one at catcher. Sam Ellenwood listed as the starter at third base. And very quickly, Tochi and Nick Nardone came in. And neither Feldman or Ellenwood had an at bat. Count runs to 1-1 on Severino Tochi. He walked his first time up. Ball's in the dirt. It's a 2-1. Good job by Wilson Taylor. He had the bases loaded, 1 out, and got out of the inning. There's strike 2. Low strike, but close enough, I guess. Strikes are a good thing. 10-5 in the bottom of the third. Did I get it right? Bottom of the third. That's a ball, though. That's 3-2 now. So Tochi will take a walk in this spot, down by 5. Amos needs runners on. And that's what he gets. He gets a walk. He's going to bring up Nick Nardone.
Number 6, Nick Nardone.
Sacrificed his first time up. So Marks does what he doesn't want to do, and that's put the first man on. Here's a ball hit sharply to short and out at second, not in time at first. So the lead runner is erased by Josh LaJoy at short.
Now batting, number 26, Will Murphy.
He's going to bring up Will Murphy. He struck out swinging his first time up. So 1 on 1 out for Trevor Marks. This pitch to Murphy is hit sharply to right field. It's caught there and back to first in time is Nick Nardone. But Murphy lines out to right. And there's 2 away. And Max Steinhorn is up, doubled and singled. Pretty good rip by Murphy, but right at the right fielder. Marks needs a quick inning, and if he can get another out here shortly, he'll get just that. He was laboring in inning number 1 and again in inning number 2. In the bottom of the third right now. A ground ball to third. Looks like he will get out of the inning with some pretty good work. Nicely done. Tyler Calabro with the play. So Max Steinhorn grounds out to third. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. Wheaton still with a 10-5 lead. Now, Wilson Taylor's back out there for another inning of work. Excellent job by Wilson. We put men on, but got out of the inning without a run in the top of the third. Jimmy Gianquitti, the designated hitter, hit by a pitch and singled in 2 at-bats today. First pitch from Taylor is a ball. And that's ball 2. So Taylor trying to build on some success here. Gave up 1 run in the second. Got out of the inning in the last one. That's going to be ball 3, though. So 3-0 on Jimmy Gianquitti. Lions lead at 10-5 on the strength of 9 runs in the first. It's a 3-0. Strike. Chris Baldy continues to warm up in the Mammoth bullpen. He's been doing that for quite some time. He'll just be ready to come in if Taylor gets into a spot of bother here. Oh, strike. Okay, Jimmy, come on back. Jimmy Gianquitti heads down to first base, has to be called back. Strike 2 now, full count on Gianquitti. Swing and a miss, got him. And the throw down to first base. He's out. Not handled by Tochi, but he throws it down to first and he's out. Chris Ruwako singled and sac flied. So there's 1 away in the inning without a runner getting to first base. So that's a minor victory for Wilson Taylor already. This one's fouled away. So Taylor came in relief of Andrew Ferreira and came into a bad spot too. Runners on, nobody out, and has looked better as this game has gone on. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning in this one. As 0-2 to Chris Ruwako. In the top of the 4th. Awkward looking swing from Ruwako there, so that's fouled away. So Taylor has gotten stronger as this game has gone on, and Brian Ham, head coach for Amherst College, showing some confidence in the young man. And he's responded. It's a ground ball to Max Steinhorn. Vacuum cleaner. Over to first. 2 away.
Now batting, number 1, Josh LaJoy.
And Josh LaJoy comes up for the 4th time. 2 singles and grounded out the 3rd. And if he can get LaJoy, it will indeed be a 1-2-3 inning. And ball 1. LaJoy from Summers, Connecticut. He is a senior. Went to Avon Old Farms. That's ball 2. Avon Old Farms, a terrific hockey program. Developed several professional players. One of the more famous ones, Brian Leach, New York Rangers. Great defenseman. Cameo appearance with the Boston Bruins very late in his career. But Avon has produced a lot of NHL players. Outstanding prep program down there. All right, 2-1. Make it 3-1, and Wilson Taylor trying to retire the side in order here. But he's got 3-1 now to Josh LaJoy. There's a ground ball to Nick Nardone. Nardone has it over to first. 1-2-3 for Wilson Taylor. Nicely done. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, it's 10-5 Wheaton. Bottom of the fourth coming up, Ryan Harden, Harry Roberson, Yanni Thanopoulos. Triple marks, number 44, the big man from Lincoln, Rhode Island, the freshman, is back out there for a fourth inning of work. A nice job in the bottom of the third. And he, too, has improved as the game has gone along. First pitch to Harden is a strike swinging. And that's strike two. Had Harden reaching, went around. 0-2 quickly to Ryan Harden on 2 pitches. And strike 3 on 3 pitches, strikes him out. Struck him out looking. He's going to bring up Harry Roberson.
Now batting, number 4, Harry Roberson.
Singled and grounded out to second. Squares to bunt, strike 1 called. Called a ball. This one's fly to the infield. Let's see who has it. The second baseman's running it over and can't make the catch. And it's a fair ball. So Roberson goes to second. He's got to go to third. He might go home. Now the second baseman went all the way out to make the play. That was Chris Ruocco. And then apparently the umpire's judgment dropped the ball in fair territory. And Roberson gets all the way to third. Went out in the inning, and Robeson's at third. And Yanni Thanopoulos is up now. Reached at an error and singled. And the head coach of Wheaton is out to have a chat. That's Eric Pabelski. Joe Cacciatore, home plate umpire. I think the call was made by the field umpire, Paul Dubé. Apparently satisfied with the result, so he heads back to the dugout. I saw a call overturned yesterday. Thought I'd never see that. And Thanopoulos' chance to drive in Roberson now, who stands at third base. Thanopoulos drives this one to center. Matt Cook has a beat on it. Yes, makes the catch. So in comes Roberson on the sac fly. So another run across. But now 2 away.
Now batting, number 30,
Ariel Keene. So the triple by Roberson. Ball 1. Results in a run. As Yanni Thanopoulos drives him in. Ariel Keene is up. The bases are empty. Grounds this one to third. Foul. 1-1 on Ariel Keene. Singled and flied out to center. So triple marks trying to get out of this with just 1 run. It's 10-6 now. The ground ball stabbed by Calabro, not in time to first base as Kenny beats it out with an infield single. So Zach Horwitz will come up, singled and struck out in 2 at-bats. So 1 run in the inning for Amherst. It's 10-6 now. And Trevor Marks trying to limit the damage to just 1 run. Zach Horwitz is the batter. That's low, 1-0. Man dancing around at first base is Ariel Keene. Tough play for the second baseman for Wheaton College. Chris Ruocco went over to make a play. Would have been spectacular if he makes the play, but Apparently the umpire felt he made the dropped the ball in fair territory. And that allowed Roberson to jump to third and then was brought in by Thanopoulos on the sac fly. 2 outs in the inning, and the count is 1-0 on Zach Horwitz, left-hand hitter. Only a freshman from Chestnut Hill. Strike called, 1-1. We're in the fourth. That one's low, so Kenny takes off for second. He'll get there without a throw. Curious to see if Wilson Taylor comes out for another inning of action when this inning is over, or if he will go to the bullpen. And he, as in Brian Hand, the head coach. Now the 2-1 from Trevor Marks. Swing and a miss. 2-2. One on, 2 out. Oh, really close, but not called. Trevor Marks wanted that one. 3-2. Must have been just outside. Kenny at second base. Amos down by 4. Here comes the 3-2. It's fouled away to the left-hand side. No chance for the left fielder. That's Jared Sharkey out there in left field. Payoff pitch coming up to Zach Horwitz, looking to drive in Ariel Kenny if he can. That's fouled back. Do it again. And the 3-2 to Zach Horwitz. Swing and a miss. Got him. Now retires the side. So Horwitz strikes out for the second time. This time swinging and first time looking. We'll be back. It'll go to the top of the fifth with Wheaton now leading 10-6. Amos within 4. Top of the fifth coming up. Matt Cook, Nick Raposo, Jared Sharkey. And the Mammoths have got within 4. Here's a foul ball on the first pitch. And it is Wilson Taylor who's back out there for another inning of work. And I'm trying to look at a master's score here. I heard that Sergio Garcia was in front. That's a shocking result in the major. on the final 8. Oh, no, he's got Justin Rose with him. Okay. The ball is outside, so 1-1. Sergio is one of those guys that is destined never to win a major. 10-6 Amherst. This one's fouled away up. It hits the building. The Frack Gymnasium is where we are camped. Swing and a miss. See ya. Matt Cook takes a seat. Struck out swimming. And Nick Raposo was up. Walked, popped out to first, and singled. So Wilson Taylor came into a bad spot. Gave up a couple of runs, but has been stellar. Through 4 and a bit. 0-1 on Nick Raposo. Now 1-1. Shadow's starting to creep over onto Memorial Field now. It's getting late in the day. It's about 5:12 in the afternoon. Strike call, 1-2. It's 2:12 in the afternoon if you're in California. $11:12 in the morning if you're in Hawaii. 1-2. Nick Raposo. Looks like David Brinkley's warming up in the Amherst bullpen. Youngster from Seattle, Washington. For the Mammoths. Chris Baldy was warming up for quite some time. Might be ready to come in relief or not at all. 2-2 the count now on number 15, Nick Raposo, the catcher. Mammoths got down 9-0. And pops this one up. Max Steinhorn runs out. He has a play, makes the catch. So Raposo pops out. Jared Sharkey singled, hit into a double play, and walked. Two outs in the inning. Strike one called. Wilson Taylor has been impressive here today. Regardless of what else happens. He's done well. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Sharkey, and there's 2 away, and the bases are empty. That's the pitch from Taylor. Ah, ball 1. Yikes. What's a kid got to do to get a strike? Okay, Jared Sharkey still alive, 1-2. Looks like it was right down the middle. Swing and a miss, got him. In the second consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Wilson Taylor. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth now. We're in the 5th inning. Mammoths down by 4. 10-6 Wheaton. Back in a bit. Back to the bottom of the fifth, and it's going to be Severino Tochi, the catcher, Nick Nardone, Will Murphy, and new pitcher on the mound for Wheaton College. It's going to be Zach Pieper, a 104 ERA in 8 appearances. No record, 8.2 innings of work for Zach Pieper. He's a freshman from Rumford, Rhode Island. First pitch is a strike. He's a left-hand pitcher. And Garcia and Rose are both tied at 8. Ricky Fowler is 3 back in the Masters. 0-2 on a swing and a miss. A 1.04 ERA for this kid. And he's only a freshman. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. So Severino Tochi goes down swinging, and there's one away very quickly. So Nick Nardone. So Zach Pieper, 3 pitches, retires his first batter. 4 straight strikes by Pieper, so that's 0-1 now on Nardone. And he's a left-hand pitcher, and he's throwing heat. Strike 2, swinging. So that's 5 straight strikes now. Nick Nardone quickly in the hole, 0-2. Strike 3. And looks like he fouled it. And he got a piece of it, so it stays 0-2. And the 0-2 to Nick Nardone. Pops this one straight up. Out of play behind the Wheaton dugout. Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. That's out east. Here's the 0-2 from Pieper. Swing and a miss. Got him. And it's going to bring up Will Murphy. Will Murphy struck out and lined out to right. First 2 at-bats. Zach Pieper has come on and got the first 2 men swinging. There's ball 1. It's ball 2. And this guy's throwing hard. You can hear the ball hit the catcher's mitt, and it is loud. 2-0. 3-0. So after throwing several straight strikes, 3-0 the count to Will Murphy. Strike called. Really? Look low. My producer Brian Bashaw agrees. Okay, well, 3-1. Strike 2, right at the knees. So 3-0 count on Will Murphy. Now 3-2. Zach Pieper looking to retire the side. Murphy pops this one up. No play for the first baseman. (10-6). Wheaton leads it. 9 runs in the first inning. Amherst has chipped away. 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. We're in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th. Up and in. That's ball 4. So Murphy works a walk. And it's going to bring up Max Steinhorn. Doubled, singled, and grounded to third. So Pieper puts his first man on base after making Tochi and Nardone look rather silly up there. Let's see what Max Steinhorn can do. 2 outs in the inning. Bottom of the 5th. Amherst down by 4. That's a ball. It's called a strike earlier. So 1-1 the count on Max Steinhorn. Memorial Field still bathed in bright sunshine. That's a strike. That's 1-2. Plenty of students out and about today. Up on the hill. Watching this one. Throw to first, back in time, is Will Murphy. Waiting on the 1-2 from Pieper. And a stab there at second. Over to second base in time. Yes. Great play by Chris Ruoko. Over to the shortstop, Josh LaJoy, to get the third out of the inning. Nicely done by Wheaton. Good pitching by Pieper. Line drive by Steinhorn, but excellent field work by the Wheaton infield. And we'll go to the top of the sixth, 10-6. Lions lead it. We move to the top of the sixth, and it's going to be Zach Goodwin-Boyd, Tyler Walsh, Tyler Calabro. Wilson Taylor back out there. And through 5 innings, he's got 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and 1 base on balls. He's done well. First pitch to Goodwin-Boyd is a strike. Really came into a tough spot, worked his way through it, gave up a couple of runs, 1 earned, and has been really good since then and has gotten better as this game has gone on. Here's another strike. Courtesy of the foul ball. So 0-2. And you can see the confidence building in the young man as this game has gone on. Emma's still down by 4. And Zach Pieper came on in relief of Trevor Marks for Wheaton and shut the door. Gave up a walk to Wilson Taylor, but that was it. And good defense behind him got him out of the inning. This one's fouled away. So 0-2. And just as Justin Rose is going to hit by a stroke now in the Masters as Sergio is bogeyed. And they're on the 11th hole. Here's a ball from Wilson Taylor. Three singles by Goodwin-Boyd. Been perfect, 3 for 3. It's fouled away again. Waiting on the 1-2. This game has settled down. It was crazy there the first inning. 9 runs for Wheaton, 4 for the Mammoth. Since then, Emmis has gotten 2 runs. And Wheaton only 1. Swinging a foul tip to Goodwin Boyd. And count remains 1-2. You're watching the pitch count here for Wilson Taylor. Again, Chris Boldy is chucking in the bullpen. Seems like he's been doing that for quite some time. This one's fouled away. Look out. Yeah. You fellas okay up there? Ripped foul into the bullpen seating area. Several players scattered. Count remains 1-2 as Goodwin Boyd is hanging in there with Wilson Taylor. There's a ground ball to first. Zach Horwitz on the bag, one away. So Goodwin Boyd is retired for the first time today as he grounds out to first. It's going to bring up Tyler Walsh. Walsh, first baseman, hit by pitch, singled, and struck out looking. It was a big out that Taylor got. It was a bases-loaded situation and less than 2 outs. And a strike here. It was a key moment in the game. Otherwise, Wheaton could be up by a few more. And it's a shot to center. That gets through. So Walsh gets on in a single.
Now batting, number 18, Tyler Calabro.
And Tyler Calabro will come up. Third baseman. Doubled, fielder's choice. And grounded out to third. 12th hit of the game for the Lions. Here's the first pitch to Calabro. Strike. Wilson comes to the set position, now pitches. That's low, so 1-1. Have to keep an eye on Walsh at first base. Very benign conditions here at Memorial Field today. Unlike the past 2 days where the wind was blowing out to right field consistently at a pretty healthy pace. That's low, so Taylor might be getting a bit fatigued here. 2-1. Chris Boldy is ready to come in, surely. But they're going with Taylor, who's done well. And why not? There's the 2-1 from Wilson Taylor. And again low. So that might be a sign of tiredness here. The last 3 pitches have sort of been low and outside. And runs the count to 3-1. Got a feeling if Calabro gets on here, they might go to Boldy. A 3-1 count coming up. And he walks Calabro, so now there's 2 runners on, 1 out.
Number 6,
Jimmy Gianquitti. He was hit by a pitch, singled, and struck out his last time up. And now Harry Robeson comes over to have a chat with Wilson Taylor. No action yet from Brian Ham. Jordan Tabakman, the pitching coach, has yet to make an... Oh, here we go. Here comes Brian Ham now. This might be it. Let's take a look. No, hasn't taken the ball from him. Severino Tocci's out to join the conversation. And there's 2 runners on. He's really pitched well, but those last few pitches looked low. He's going to leave him in there. Okay, so Brian Ham giving Wilson Taylor an opportunity to get out of the inning, or at least get the next batter. It was Jimmy Gianquitti. But there's 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Taylor. Again, low and outside. Runners will scamper to second and third on the wild pitch. So Walsh goes to third. Calabro is at second. There's one out. And again, the ball was low and away. Here's the 1-0 from Taylor to Gianquitti. Swing and a miss. That one over the plate. Gianquitti could not catch up. Mammoths down by 4. It's 10-6 Wheaton. Strike 2, 1-2. So a big spot here for Wilson Taylor. Tried to deny the 11th run to come across for the Lions. That's Tyler Walsh standing at third base. 1-2. Infield is in. And a ground ball. It's to Harry Robeson. Holds the runner at third. Over to first. 2 outs.
Now batting, number 12.
So nice work there by Taylor to induce the ground ball to Harry Robeson, who held the runner at third, and then a throw over to first was true. And now there's 2 away, but runners at second and third. And Taylor's going to face another batter and trying to get out of the inning. That's Chris Ruocco. Singled, sac flied, and grounded out to second. Yeah, ball gets away, and Walsh crosses the plate on the wild pitch. And the 11th run does indeed come in on the wild pitch from Wilson Taylor. And again, it was low and away, so it appears he is getting tired. And low again now. 2-0. Calabro's at third. Here's a drive to left field. This has a chance to get out. Home run. Chris Ruocco. A 2-run shot to make it 13-6.
Now batting, number 1.
So a run comes in on the wild pitch and then a 2-run homer. And that should do it for Wilson Taylor. We'll have a pitching change, and it will be Chris Baldy coming in. We'll be back. Hugh Campbell with you on NSN Sports. 13-6, 2-run shot by Chris Ruocco. Back in a bit. Okay, Chris Boldy's into the ball game now. 4.23 ERA, 7 appearances, 0-1 record, and 8.1 innings pitched. He is a senior from Marlborough, New Jersey, I think. Hang on a sec. Yes, that's correct. So Boldy's into the game, but the damage done as 3 runs come in on 2 outs. And here's a shot to center by Josh LaJoy. And that's a home run. Look out. Over left field. So Josh LaJoy puts it over the fence. A solo job.
Number 11, Matt Cook.
And greets Chris Boldy rather rudely. So suddenly, Amos got within 4. And the Wheaton has put 4 back on the board here. And we're not done yet. This is all with 2 outs in this inning. Matt Cook will come up. And grounds to Zach Horwitz off the chest. And that falls back into right field. So he's going to be safe. We'll see if this is called an error. Tough chance for Horwitz. Came up on him. Tried to block it with the chest, and then it caromed away. Yes, they're going to give Zach Horwitz an error. So Matt Cook reaches on the error to keep the inning going. And a steal. Throw down to second base in time. So Cook steals second. Close the book on Wilson Taylor. 5.1 innings pitched. 5.2 it should be. 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 base on balls. Throw back to second, nothing doing for Cook. It's 5 strikeouts for Wilson Taylor. I thought he had more than 2. It's 5. Nice job. But clearly was getting tired there. Safe back at second base on the pickoff attempt. 14-6 now. Wheaton. 4 runs in. 2 home runs. 1 solo, 1 2-run job by Chris Ruoka. Bottom of the order, too. So Nick Raposo's at the plate. 0-1 on him. And again, the pickoff attempt at second base. So Cook's uniform's going to have to get washed a couple of times here. It's filthy. So back to Raposo, 0-1. Chris Boldy is the pitcher for Amherst. Strike called. Two outs in the inning. It's been that way for a while, but the Wheaton has gotten some runs. They got 4 with 2 outs. The wild pitch, the 2-run homer, the solo job. Strike 3 called, looking, and Nick Raposo is out of there. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and Amherst again with a lot of work to do. This is NSN Sports. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th. It's 14-6 Wheaton. Bottom of the sixth coming up, and it's going to be Ryan Harden, and Zach Pieper's back out there. I was throwing aspirin tablets in that first inning of work. Let's see what he does here in the second inning of work. Amherst allows 4 to get across in the top of the sixth, and now are down by 8, 14-6. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a check swing foul on Ryan Harden, so 1-1. Justin Rose still leads it by a stroke in Masters action. This one's popped up and fouled away. So 1-2. This kid throws hard. Zach Pieper. And he's only a freshman from Rumford, Rhode Island. Left-hander. And once fouled away, got a piece of it was Harden to avoid taking a seat. 14-6 Lions. Almost got within 4. But couldn't sustain the effort. That's a ball. Runs the count to 2-2. There's nobody out and nobody on. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's going to bring up Harry Robeson. Singled, grounded out to second, and tripled.
Number 4, Harry Roberson.
First pitch is low, ball 1. Men's lacrosse will be coming up on Tuesday afternoon at Pratt Field. Here's a drive to right. Base hit for Harry Robeson. And he'll stay at first base. Throw comes into second. So Harry Robeson having a stellar day. 3 for 4. 2 singles and a triple.
Number 7,
Yanni Thanopoulos
Thanopoulos.
will come up with a man on. Now would be a good time to put one out. Swing and foul back. Could be 80 degrees on Tuesday, believe it or not. Caught a lacrosse game only a couple of weeks ago. The wind chill factor was down to -3. Strike 2. And then a big one coming up on Saturday when Tufts comes in men's lacrosse. Tufts always really good at lacrosse. It's the 0-2 on Yanni Thanopoulos. Oh, close. Call a ball. Looked like strike 3, but not called. 1-2. And now David Brinkley's warming up for Amherst. Another good-looking pitch, but called ball 2. Of course, I don't have the best of angles up here. I'm just looking at the body language of the catcher. 2-2 count coming up. And Thanopoulos puts this one high up in the air. Right field is coming in, and he makes the catch. Tough sun up there, but well done by Zach Goodwin-Boyd. And Ariel Kenny is up. Singled, infield singled, and flied out to center. 2 away in the inning. And Harry Robeson stays at first base. First pitch is a strike. There's a drive to right field that gets down. Hit very sharply, so Harry Robeson has to stay at second base. Cannot advance. So now there's 2 on and 2 out. Zach Horwitz is up. Struck out twice and singled today. 2 on, 2 out. Zach Pieper trying to work out of some trouble here. This one's fouled up. Let's see if there's a chance. No, it's out of play. Out of play. Tyler Calabro gave it a cursory look. Counts 0-1 on Zach Horwitz. He's a left-hand hitter. Also a pitcher, too. Pretty good. He's only a freshman from Chestnut Hill. Strike called, 0-2. Robeson at second. And Keene is at first. Strike 3 called, and Zach Horwitz strikes out for the third time today to retire the side. We go to the top of the 7th. When we come back, it is 14-6. Top of the 7th, 14-6 Wheaton, and it's going to be Jared Sharkey, Zach Goodwin-Boyd, and Tyler Walsh. New pitcher on the mound for Amherst is David Brinkley. He's a sophomore from Seattle, Washington. And first pitch is a ball from David. 4.15 ERA, 5 appearances, and 4.1 innings of work. No record. So David Brinkley on the mound. Right-hand pitcher, 6'1", 165 from Seattle, Washington. It's ball 2 to Jared Sharkey. Singled, hit into a double play, walked and struck out. He is the left fielder. Hasn't had much work out there today. Here's a ground ball to Nick Nardone. Is it fair or foul? It is fair. They call it fair. And Sharkey's on his way to second base and thrown in by Ryan Harden. And they call it fair. All right, so he doubles. Looked like that ball went on the outside of the bag from my vantage point, but called fair by the home plate umpire, Joe Cacciatore. So that brings up Zach Goodwin-Boyd, who's had a great day. 3 singles, 3 for 4. And thought about it, but check swing is safe. Did not go around. Scoreboard has it as a strike, so let's go with that for the moment. Here's a rip. This is going to be a home run. To center field. Over the fence. Deep. No doubt about it by Zach Goodwin-Boyd. A 2-run job and makes it 16-6. That was smoked. I mean, it's 390 to center field. He hit it at 420. What a shot by Zach Goodwin-Boyd, the local kid from Northampton.
Tyler Walsh.
That was a no doubt about it. Uses a wooden bat, and that's out. Swinging and foul back here by Tyler Walsh. So Wheaton now up by an even 10. Left-hand pitcher. And Walsh fouls this one away to the right-hand side. So 3 home runs in the game now for Wheaton. Chris Ruoka with a 2-run shot. Josh LaJoy with a solo, and now Zach Goodwin-Boyd with a 2-run homer. One and 2 on Tyler Walsh. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Roberson up with it. Over to first. In time, yes. The umpire raises his hand.
Now batting, number 18, Tyler Calabro.
So he grounds out to first. Good throw by Roberson. The umpire took his time to make the signal, but the call was out. Tyler Calabro is up. And there's one away. 2 runs in on the home run by Zach Goodwin-Boyd. And he hit it out straight away to center. There's the 0-1. Strike 2. There's one out in the inning. And there's nobody on for Wheaton, but they lead at 16-6. Amos got within 4 at 10-6 after giving up 9 in the first inning. But it's been pretty much all Wheaton since then. And now the 1-2 from Brinkley to Tyler Calabro. Fouls it away into the Amos dugout. Amos will go to Eastern Connecticut State the next game. That's an away game on the 13th. Home against Williams here next Friday. And then 2 games in a row the following week on Monday, Tuesday against Salve Regina. And against Curry. That's on Wednesday, not Tuesday. Here's a shot to center, but Thanopoulos settles underneath and makes the catch. So Calabro flies out to center for the second out.
Now batting,
Jimmy Gianquitti, designated hitter, hit by a pitch, singled, struck out, and grounded out to short. So Brinkley, that's well short, so ball 1. Trying to get out of this inning with only 2 runs to his name. That's fouled away by Gianquitti. Sophomore from North Scituate, Rhode Island. Fouled away again, so 1 and 2 now on Jimmy Gianquitti. Wheaton plays out of the NESCAC conference. They're in the mix, 4-3 in conference play. Here's a grounder to third base that's foul. Justin Rose up by 2 now on the 12th hole, 13th hole. Matt Cooch is only 3 back, 5 under. And now the 1-2. Off speed pitch. Ball 2. Here's the 2-2 from Brinkley. This is laced right at Harry Roberson for the 3rd out. Did not have to move. So 2 runs in for Wheaton on the 2-run blast by Zach Goodwin-Boyd. 16-6 Wheaton. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Christian Pluchar has come in as a pinch hitter. Junior from San Mateo, California. And Zach Peever is back out there. First pitch is a strike. Pluchar is in for Severino Tochi at catcher, who came in for Joe Feldman. Feldman did not have an at-bat. 1-1 on Christian Pluchar. That's in the dirt, so 2-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Batting an even 200 on the year is Christian Pluchar. Swing and a miss. Got him. So he strikes out. It's going to bring up Max Steinhorn and Nick. No, it's going to bring up Nick Nardone.
Now batting, number 6, Nick Nardone.
Nick Nardone. Sac fly, who reached on a fielder's choice and struck out swinging. In the bottom of the 7th, Wheaton with a 10-run lead, 16-6. First pitch is a ball. Strike 1, so 1-1. Take a look at the rest of Emma's schedule here for the rest of the year. Silva, Regina, and Curry come in for then 3 at Hamilton. 1-2. Home against Elms, home against Nichols, which is a make-up game. There's the 1-2. That's driven to left. This has a chance. Very deep and gone. Nick Nardone puts one out. It's a solo home run for Nick Nardone. Makes it 16-7. So the Nichols game is a makeup on the 26th at Wesley, and then home for 2 against Wesleyan on the 29th. At Brandeis, UMass Boston home, and then at Colby to finish up the regular season. Here's Will Murphy. Struck out, lined out to right, and walked. Nick Nardone puts one out to make it 16-7. Landry Mayo warming up in the Mammoth bullpen. Putting on the 1-1 to Will Murphy. It's 2-1. Swing, and it hit the umpire. He's hurt. Took a shot. 2-2. Will Murphy asks if he's all right. He says he's been better. Joe Cacciatore, the home plate umpire. Now here comes the 2-2. This is popped straight up. Catcher has no shot. It goes over the Wheaton dugout. And now the 2-2. Up and away, 3-2. And fouled away by Murphy to stay at 3-2. There is one away. There's nobody on base. Nick Nardone has put one out to make it 16-7. This is popped up in the infield. First baseman has a shot. Makes the catch. Tyler Walsh looking directly in the sun. Puts it away for out number 2.
Now batting, number 1, Max Steinhorn.
And Max Steinhorn will come up. He's got a double, a single, and ground out to third, and a ground out to second. So 2-4-4 for the second baseman. That's up and away. 2 outs in the inning now. Nobody on. Wheaton with 16 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors. Amos with 7 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Steinhorn in the hole, 0-2 to Zach Pieper. Low ball 1, so 1-2. And Landry Mayo might be the next pitcher for Amherst. This gets, wait a minute, back to the pitcher and over to first. Couldn't find the ball. Amherst was retired, so Steinhorn grounds out to the pitcher. We'll go to the top of the 8th, and Wheaton in front, 16-7. Okay, we're in the 8th, and Wheaton leads it 16-7. Chris Ruaco, 2-run shot his last time up. He will lead off. Landry Mayo is the new pitcher for Amherst. Freshman from White House, Texas. And a base hit to left field by Chris Ruaco. Had a great day.
Now batting, number 1, Josh LaJoy.
Josh LaJoy, he's done well too. A home run and 2 singles and 2 groundouts. So 1 on, nobody out for Landry Mayo. Throw over to first. Sort of mosquito. That's a bad sign. Mosquitoes already. And going to second base is Chris Ruaco on the wild pitch by Landry Mayo. So Wheaton in business again here with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Up 16-7 in the top of the 8th. This one's fouled away to the right. Josh LaJoy, 2 singles and a home run. Gorgeous day here in the Pioneer Valley. And hits him right in the square of the back. Oof. So LaJoy is hit. It's going to bring up Matt Cook.
Number 11, Matt Cook.
Cook's a left-hand batter. A couple of strikeouts. A walk, ground ball to second, and reached on an error. That's outside, so ball 2. 2 runners on, second and first. And a ground ball to second. Matt Santos in at second base. Can't handle the shot. Runners hold. There's nobody out. And the bases are loaded.
Now batting, number 15, Nick Raposa.
And it's going to be Nick Raposo coming up. And an error is charged to Matt Santos. Comes in at second base in place of Max Steinhorn. Charged with the error. Bases loaded, nobody out. And this ball gets away. Nobody will advance, though. Chris Ruaco is at third. Josh LaJoy at second. And Matt Cook is at first. So second error of the game for Amherst. Wheaton also has 2. This one's fouled back. Landry Mayo in a pickle. Bases are loaded, nobody out. That ball is low, so 2-1. Infield is not playing in. 2-1 count. Here's a drive to right field. Should be handled by Kenny if you can see it in the sun. Does. And that's going to bring in Ruaco from third. And it's a 17-7 game. So there's 1 out in the inning. Jared Sharkey. Single double. Hit into a double play. Walked and struck out. So 1 away now. And runners at first and second. LaJoy at second. Cook is at first. There's a shot to left. Ryan Harden can't get it. Goes to the wall. LaJoy's coming in. And holding up is Cook at third base. So a line drive to left by Jared Sharkey.
Now batting, number 4, Zach Goodwin Boyd.
That's a double for Sharkey. And Zach Goodwin Boyd, 2-run homer his last time up, has 2 men on. And this has popped up. Nardone with a chance, makes the catch. So a big out there.
Number 16, Tyler Wall.
It's going to be up to Tyler Walsh. But 2 more runs in. 18-7 is the score. Tyler Walsh is up. Cooks at third. Sharkey is at second. That's up. So 2-0. 2 more runs in. 18-7 Wheaton. That's a ball. So that makes it 3-0. So Landry Mayo trying to get out of the inning with only 2 runs in. Ball 4. So Walsh walks. And Tyler Calabro.
Now batting, number 23, Willie Boyd.
Nope, Willie Boyd has been announced as a pinch hitter. Sophomore from Orleans, Massachusetts. That's on the Cape. So Willie Boyd, number 23, comes in for Tyler Calabro. First pitch he sees is a strike. 18-7 Wheaton. Count is 1-1 on Willie Boyd. Strike 2 to Boyd. In the top of the 8th. And Wheaton up by 11. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Make it bases loaded. And he strikes out. Boyd strikes out to end the inning. And Wheaton gets 2 more. 18-7 when we come back to the bottom of the 8th inning. Stay with us. This is NSN Sports. Okay, bottom of the 8th coming up. New pitcher on the mound for Wheaton. It's Andrew Iannucci, a freshman from Wethersfield, Connecticut. He's going to go up against Ryan Harden, Harry Robeson, and Yanni Thanopoulos, unless there's some pinch hitters along the way. First pitch is a strike to Ryan Harden. Iannucci, a freshman. Ball one as Harden threatened to bunt, did not, pulled it back. 18-7 Lions pretty much handled it from the get-go here. They almost got within 4. They were creeping all the way back, but Wheaton broke it open again. Justin Rose goes to the 15th, up by a stroke on Sergio Garcia. Justin Rose looking for his second major. 2-2 the count on Ryan Harden. And rips this to short. Strong throw over is in time. Oh, strong throw by Josh LaJoy. And a good stretch there by Tyler Walsh to get the out.
Now batting, number 11, Matt Santos.
Strong throw by Josh LaJoy to get Ryan Harden close. And now Brian Hand's going to come over and have a chat with the first base umpire. Brian, it's 18-7. Field umpire is Paul Doobie, and he and Brian Ham are having a chat. Brian disagreeing with the call. Thought his man was safe. That was Ryan Harden. Harry Robeson is the next man up. Actually, no, that's going to be, looks like it's going to be Matt Santos. There's one out. Wait a minute, Robeson. Matt Santos is batting. So is Santos in for Harry Robeson? I thought he was in for Max Steinhorn. Harry Robeson standing over by first base. All right, so Santos is at the plate. It's 2-0. There's a strike by Iannucci, so 2-1 now. That's way up. So 3-1 to Iannucci. To Santos, rather. Three-one count. And Santos walks. I'm going to bring up Yanni Thanopoulos.
Now batting, number 7.
Reached on an error, singled, sacrificed, and flied out to right. There is one out in the inning, and Santos is at first base. And Yanni Thanopoulos at the plate. This pitch is a ball. Shadows creeping over the field now. Next pitch is a ball as well. So Harry Robeson's out of the game. He's coaching at first base. Two 2-0 the count on Yanni Thanopoulos from Andrew Iannucci. Strike called, 2-1. 18-7, the Lions lead it. In the bottom of the 8th. We'll play at least one more inning. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. And the 2-2 coming up. Strike 3, got him. Got him looking. There's 2 down. Gonna bring up Ariel Keene. A couple of singles today. 3, in fact. Infield single, 2 clean singles, and a fly out to center. So a 3-for-4 day for Ariel Keene. 2 outs in the inning. Matt Santos is at first base. Andrew Iannucci trying to get out of the inning with no damage. And Kenny lifts this one. Where's this going? It's into right field. Makes the catch. Tough sun out there for the right fielder. But he makes the catch, and the side is retired. And the right fielder was actually Zach Goodwin-Boyd, who's had a stellar day today, the local kid. All right, we'll go to the top of the 9th. 18-7, Wheaton. One more inning to go. Maybe. Now Landry Mayo's back out there for the 9th inning. And a pinch hitter for Wheaton is number 8, Justin Seller. He's a senior from Middletown, Rhode Island. We're in the 9th. Amos down by a lot. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. And Landry Mayo gets ahead of Justin Seller. Outside for a ball, 1-2. One-two count coming up for Justin Seller. 18-7 Lions. 9 runs in the first inning. Strike 3 got him looking. Nicely done by Mayo. And there's one away.
Now batting, number 12, Chris Ruaco.
Chris Ruaco. 2-run shot and a couple of singles. He's had a great day. Fouls this one away. And a sac fly, too. Very high, so ball 1. So 1-1 on Chris Ruaco. Another high ball. Count runs to 2-1 on Chris Ruako. Check swing and did not go around. Nobody appealing, so the count goes to 3-1. One out in the inning. We're in the ninth. Top of the ninth. Wheaton up handily, 18-7. There's ball 4 to Chris Ruako. It's going to bring up Josh LaJoy, unless there's a pinch hitter. Yes, there is. Josh Tribuck, a sophomore from Alberta, Canada. Well, where in Alberta? It's going to be a city. Alberta's not a city. So he's from the province of Alberta. So let's pick Calgary just for yucks. Or Edmonton. Moose Jaw, Medicine Hat. Red Deer. How's that? Pops this one up. Christian Pluchar looks at it, and it bounces on the press box behind home plate, which we are not in. I'll go with Medicine Hat. 1-2 to Tribuck. Swing and a miss. Got him. So Tribuck's out of there.
Number 11, Matt Cook.
So Matt Cook will come on. Reached on a couple of errors. Struck out twice. Walked. Grounded to second. And lifts this one foul to third base. Out of play. Oh, 1 to Matt Cook. Landry Mayo trying to close things out here in the top of the ninth. And fouls this one away. 1-1. 1-2 now. And Justin Rose and Sergio Garcia tied at 9 under, heading to the 16th. Garcia must have eagled the 15th. Okay. And Charles Swarshall, 3 strokes back of those two. Strike 3, got him. So Landry Mayo takes care of business in the top of the ninth, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Amherst with a lot of work to do. 18-7. This is Hugh Campbell. NSN Sports will be back. Paul McGeehan. All right, bottom of the ninth coming up. Pinch hitter for Amherst, Rob Casey III, a freshman from Denver, Colorado, will face Paul McGeehan, who's also a freshman, on the mound for Wheaton. He's a freshman from Winchester, Massachusetts. And McGeehan, first pitch is a ball, and Casey's got a lime green bat and hits him. So welcome to Memorial Field, Paul McGeehan, who hits his first batter. And he's got some submarine action going here, bit of a Dan Quisenberry look. For those of my age, my generation, they'll remember Dan Quisenberry. Great reliever for the Kansas City Royals back in the day. And that's going to draw a conversation to the mound. Wheaton up by 11. And Christian Pluchar will be the next batter for Amherst. Long afternoon here at Memorial Field. Pleasant conditions, though. Be a lot less pleasant if it was like weather like yesterday. Wind blowing hard, cold. So McGeehan to Pluchar. Strike. Strike two. So McGeehan ahead of Christian Pluchar. 0-2. Rob Casey hit by the pitch, so he stands at first base. So there's ball one. And the 1-2 now to Pluchar. This is lifted to the infield. Second baseman has it. He makes the catch. That's Willie Boyd out there. So one away in the ninth.
Number 6, Nick Nardone.
And Nick Nardone will come up for Amherst. Nick homered in his last at bat. The bright spots for the home team here this afternoon. First pitch is a strike from McGeehan. $18 runs, 18 hits, 2 errors for Wheaton. 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Amherst. Nardone reaches out to first base. First baseman couldn't handle it. Took an awkward hop. And he reaches at first base. And first baseman of the Tyler Walsh was ready to make the play, but the ball caromed left.
Now batting, number 26, Will Murphy.
Will Murphy's the next man up for Amherst. There is one away, and there's 2 runners on. Rob Casey at second. Nick Nardone is at first. McGeehan trying to close things out here. He has a strike. Memorial Field almost engulfed in shadows now. Pleasant day here. More of the same coming up tomorrow and Tuesday before it dips back into the 50s towards the end of the week. The ball is way outside. Will Murphy's a freshman from Washington, D.C. Two runners on, one out here in the bottom of the ninth. Amos down by 11. The ground ball back to the pitcher. Throws to second, out there, over to first, safe. So that's going to put Casey at third now. Nardone is erased at second. And Murphy reaches to first. So Max Steinhorn comes up. So it was Harry Robeson who was lifted on the infield by Matt Santos. So Steinhorn. And he's hit. McGeehan hits Max Steinhorn. So he's going to go to first, and now that bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Number 12, Ryan Harden.
And Ryan Harden looking for the fences here. Bases loaded, 2 out. McGeehan. Ball 1. Strike 1 to Harden. Here comes the 1-1 from McGeehan. Bases are loaded. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Casey's at third. Murphy at second. And Steinhorn, who got hit square in the back, is at first. It's the 1-2. Outside, well outside. Casey's going to come home and make it 18-8. So the 8th run comes across for Amherst to make it a 10-run deficit. 2 outs in the inning, 2 on. Excuse me. 3 and 2. And Ryan Harden went to first base, but it was the only ball 3, not ball 4. Pitch from McGeehan. That is ball 4. So the open base, and Ryan Harden will go there. It's going to bring up Matt Santos. So bases reloaded, but there's 2 down. Murphy's at third. First pitch is a strike. So McGeehan struggling here to close this game out. 1 run is in here in the 9th to make it a 10-run game. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Matt Santos. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1-2. And now the 1-2. Fouled away to the right. $18 runs, 18 hits for Wheaton. 8 runs, 13 hits for the Mammoths. Swing and a miss, got him, and that's the ball game. as Wheaton prevails here today, but a pretty handy margin, 18-8, the final. And the Lions continue their winning ways. Amherst drops this one to a Wheaton club out of the NESCAC. So their next game will be away at Eastern Connecticut State before they come home against Williams next Friday. That'll be a 4 o'clock start. We'll have that for you on NSN. In the meantime, enjoy some men's lacrosse coming up on Tuesday against Connecticut College at Pratt Field. That's a 5 o'clock start. I'll be there. Hope you will be too. For my broadcast partner, Brian Bashaw, my name is Hugh Campbell. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon. We'll see you soon.